Hello, everybody. I'm Robin, and these are my reflections. And today I'm here to reflect on a tag by Sylvia at Fairlight Tarot. She has done a tag called Beloved Monster Decks. And this is this is fun. So she's taken all of some 10 monsters from books and movies that we know of, some popular monsters that we know, and given them all traits so that we can then compare decks to these traits, right? So I think that this is fun. I'm excited to do it, and I wanted to try to get this out before Halloween, since this is the month for that sort of stuff. So I'm filming this really close to Halloween. I wanted to use the decks that I have on my table right now that I've been using for this season, to kind of fill these little holes, fill this chart. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some decks that I have on my table right now in this season that fit these prompts. So let's get started. The first prompt is, and I will put all of the prompts in the description box below, as well as the link to Sylvia's video and any mass market decks that you can find on Amazon in the description box below. So you can just navigate down there to find anything. If I have a walkthrough of anything, I'll put it in the cards if I remember. And if I don't remember, just ask me or check my playlists. And then if there's anything that you want to see a walkthrough of, let me know. I'm happy to put Sylvia, it on. I'm wearing this for you. Matter of fact, let me put this one on too. Sylvia loves the big rings, the statement rings. So I'm wearing these for her because I know she's going to watch this because she tagged me. Thanks for tagging me. So we have 10 prompts. And the first one is the Frankenstein, the beloved Frankenstein monster. And the prompt is a collage deck that is misunderstood but has a heart of gold. And I'm going to go with this one. This is the Fox's Wedding, the Fox's Wedding Tarot. And okay, so the reason that I think, well, first of all, I didn't have a whole lot to choose from. I'm only going for the decks that are on my table, right? But this one, I think, is the best match because it is misunderstood, or at least it was by me. Okay, so why is this one misunderstood? First of all, the title is a little strange, The Fox's Wedding. And I think when I first got the deck, I looked it up and it says something about it being like a term used for spiritual activity or times using time during something happening in a spiritual way or spiritual activity happening in a space. So I think that because this deck is meant to kind of draw you in and help you to really hone in on liminal space, that's why maybe they titled it the Fox's Wedding Tarot. I don't know. I just thought that the titles, when I first saw it, I thought the title doesn't match the cards. What is this Marseille style? I wasn't really checking for Marseille back then too much. I had a few, but I wasn't really checking for it in that way. And then also, I was like, oh, I'm not really super into surrealist art, which is not true. I do like surrealist art, but I was just talking myself out of it left, right, and center. It was very misunderstood for me. Now, I don't know about other people, but definitely for me. Then I got it, and this deck is gorgeous. Not only is it gorgeous, it has this dreamlike quality that really does draw you. It really does draw me into that sort of liminal space, reading for that liminal space, right? And then the collage work is seamlessly done. It's gorgeous. Let me see if I can find some of those cards. And it does sometimes feel like you're dealing with one of those decks that has multiple artists because it's curated art, and so there is multiple artists, but it still works. And it's beautiful. It's literally probably one of my most beautiful decks, especially in this sort of Marseille Pip style, which I love this deck. And this time of year, it's been in my fall box all summer. And this time of year, I get it out, and it's one of the ones that I'm longing to work with again. So yeah, it was very misunderstood for me when I first saw it and when I first got it. But shout out to Instagram for keeping on me. Because I feel like that happens to me a lot. Sometimes I'll see something and I'll say, no, I don't think so. Then when I see it in use or I see it laid out, or I just, give it a beat, um, and I'm in a different mindset. So it'll just come alive for me. And this one was just, that's what happened. And it just happened. So this is definitely my most, on my table right now, a misunderstood collage deck that just, it has a heart of gold. It really will takes me into this space that's soft and it's like being in a cloud when I'm reading. And I love that about this deck. So yeah, and then these cards are so beautiful. um, and I don't know, they feel like they stand out from the rest of the deck, but I don't know. I don't feel like they do. I feel like they're a part of the deck. And maybe that's another thing that kind of makes it feel like a Frankenstein deck, right? Because we've got different artists. All of the suits have different backgrounds and different styles, and it's sort of pieced together to make this sort of beautiful, soft place to land. And I love that about this deck. So yeah, I thought that this was like the perfect matchup on my table currently, and maybe at all now that I'm talking about it, for a Frankenstein deck. So again, this is the Fox's Wedding Tarot. And I think you can still buy this. If you wanted to purchase it, you can get it from their website there, the chattering10moon.com, or and this is what the box looks like. Or you can, I think I've seen it on Etsy, but I'm not super sure. I bought it from them directly. So again, these are the backs. This is a Fox's Wedding Tarot. That is my Frankenstein deck. Next up is the Dracula, a deck that is sensual and sophisticated. And I'm going with the Bianco Nero Tarot. Now, I was thinking I wanted something old, and this is not an old deck. This is very new. I just bought this when I first got back here from the States, and it was new then. Let me see. When did this come out? 2018. Yeah, it's not that old. So, but it looks old. It has an old vibe to it, right? Because of the woodblock style artwork. And it's very sensual. Some of these cards are like downright sexy, right? Not just sensual, but sexy. But this one does give like a sensual vibe. Some of them, like I said, are just sexy. Very sensual. They feel older. They feel gorgeous. They feel sophisticated in a way that I think some of that is the black and white. Black and white just to me does always feels sophisticated. Black and white photographs, black and white paintings, black and white tarot cards, especially when it's in a sort of older style woodblock printing. But yeah, these give all the sophistication. I mean, this was like the first thing that came to mind when I read that prompt. Definitely gives this sort of, look at this kind of Roman look to it that also gives that sort of sensual and sophisticated feel. Look at this guy here, So yeah, I think that this is a perfect pair for Dracula. I wish I could have found something with a little bit of red or something a little older, but I think this one works. What do you guys think? This is my Dracula deck, a deck that is sensual and sophisticated. Again, this is the Bianco Nero Tarot. This is a mass market production. You can get it from US Game Systems or on Amazon. Next up is the Werewolf. This is a deck that is best used in a full moon, and I'm going to go with Dancing in the Dark Tarot. I think that this one, okay, so when I think about moon readings, I think about darker decks. Normally, the deck that I would use for a moon reading is like Tarot Familiars, True Black, something like that. But when I started thinking about full moon and the energy of the full moon, right? So we're looking for something that is active, manifesting and things like that. I also want light, right? Like I don't want just dark, because the full moon is bright and it's illuminating things. And I thought that this was like perfect, because literally what we're looking at in these pictures are actors or dancers on a dark stage being illuminated and then moving, right? And these actors or dancers are gathering their energy and their forms, their shapes, and then expressing it to the world, right? Through movement and being illuminated by the light. And I like that for a full moon deck. So I was like, yes, we're going with this one. This is a low Scarabeo deck that I got 2 or 3 years ago, I want to say. And it's it's a great reader. It's very easy to read, RWS style deck, but pretty, it's pretty. I like the way the colors pop against this black background, and it does work really well for moon readings, in my opinion. I know people don't like the orange borders and would probably cut them off, but I actually like these orange. They're like a brown, almost like a wood grain border, and I actually quite love them. They match the backs perfectly, and they remind me of theaters and yeah, things like that. So I think that this is perfect. We're illuminating the darkness, and then there's action, and there's movement, and there's manifestation, and this is perfect for a full moon deck. So yeah, I'm going with this one. Dancing in the Dark Tarot by who did this? I don't know. I never know with these little Scarabeo decks. This is Gianfranco Pereno. Yeah, and you can get this anywhere you buy your mass market decks. I'll put the links in the description box below. All right, let's see what we got next. Look at this Knight of Swords. Look at him. Maybe I should have used this one for the Dracula deck. It's not sexy. I guess it could be, though. It's not. It could be. Maybe I should have used this for the Dracula deck. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I have switched them? It's too late now. All right, next up. Next up is the Grim Reaper, a deck that feels very final and unmovable. This is the Tarot V. I am not, when I first bought this deck, I haven't even kept the box. I think it's in my closet. I do still have it. I was getting ready to say I don't even have it anymore. I don't think I've thrown it out yet, but the box is horrifying and I don't like it. And so I put it in something else. I will not be keeping the box if I do decide to keep this deck. And at first I wasn't even sure if I was going to keep it because it does feel so final and unmovable. I mean, finality, right? We're talking about death and dying and bleeding and the end of life. Or I guess this is kind of life after death, right? So maybe it's not that final, but it just feels very unmovable. Like there's no way there was no way when I was looking at these cards for me to see past the darkness in them. I'm not always reading for darkness. I'm rarely reading for darkness, to be honest. And so, oh, there's sun. I'm sorry, the sun is coming in here. It's getting us. It's getting us. I'm gonna have to talk a little faster. But and so because of that, I didn't find myself ever using these cards. I thought they're too dark. I don't want to be in this world with these crazy looking creatures when I'm reading. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ever use these. I bought it because I really wanted to read the guidebook because Charles Harrington wrote it, and I'm a fan of Charles Harrington. Read the guidebook and was ready to rehome it, and then some shit broke out in the world that was like a perfect opportunity for me to use this deck, and I have been. I've been using it to do some readings, and it's literally the perfect deck for those readings. And I think it's because it's so final and it's so unmovable and it doesn't let me wiggle out of the darkness. And I'm reading. I finally found a reason to read on darkness. And I think that it's important to note for me and also maybe for other people that it's good not to rehome decks quickly, especially when I get them and sometimes I can't find a reason to use them. It's not that I don't like them, but it's like I don't see myself ever using them. But you never know when you might want it, when you might need a certain deck. And that's why I like to have different kinds so that I have different decks to use for different things. And this one came in as a slam dunk perfect reader for what I needed it for when it was time. So this deck will be staying with me and I will be using it for those types of readings going forward. And so, but it is very unmovable. Like I can't wiggle my way out. and that's good. It's a good thing, Um, it's a good thing. I don't know that if I was reading for like doing shadow work, if I would want to use something like this because I don't think that shadow work is meant to keep you in a dark, scary place. I think it's meant to illuminate, you know? I don't think I wouldn't for me, I wouldn't use this for shadow work for me or anyone else. But for the types of readings I was doing with it, it's perfect. So yes, this is the Tarot V. This is a mass market deck from Los Scarabeo, which I think you can still get it on Amazon. If I find a link, I will post it in the description box below for a legitimate link. I do not know if you can still buy it from Llewellyn because I think I did see it on their discontinued decks list. So I know you can still buy it directly from Los Scarabeo if you want to purchase directly from them. This little pouch I got on Amazon, and I'll link that too if I remember. And then this little dot I just got from Michael's and stuck it on here because the pouches don't come with a closure, and I don't like it when things don't close. So anyways, so that's Tarot V. Let's move on. Okay, the next one up is the creature from the Black Lagoon, a deck that loves water but is not afraid of getting dirty. And I am going to go with Black Moon Lilith today. This is a new deck from Hay House. This is the Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. It is I think, very watery, but a dark watery. You know what I mean? Like a murky watery, because it's about the moon. It's about the dark side of the moon. It's about that Black Moon Lilith. I like this deck. I've been using it since I got it, and it has a book that the creator. This is by Adama Sese, and she also has a book. And the book I've been reading and enjoying. It's very approachable. Her writing is very approachable. There's not difficult to understand. Sometimes I find astrology books to be a little over my head because I don't know all of the little tidbits about astrology. I know some things, I know basic things, but there are a lot of things that I don't know, especially when it comes to the math and all of that. So this book is not above my head. Neither is this deck or the guidebook. I really enjoy this, and this, this is good. It's good for digging out some some of that emotional murkiness. You know what I mean? Or that the murky side of my emotional energy. So that's what I've been using it for. If anybody else has this one, let me know what you've been using it for. So this is Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle for the creature from the Black Lagoon, a deck that loves water but is not afraid of getting dirty. Yeah, watch the space for the review on the deck and the book. If you want to see that, if you want to see my thoughts on that. Okay, next up is the Freddy Krueger. Freddy is my favorite. Me love me some Freddy. I love Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So I was very excited to see Freddy in here. I had a hard time picking a deck, but I had to find something because I could not leave Freddy out. I love Freddy. So I went with the Freddy Krueger prompt is a scruffy deck that has a terrifying sense of humor. So I went with the Beetlejuice playing cards. At the moment, I am trying to learn to read playing cards. I'm in the process of studying and practicing just a few cards at a time and things like that. Nothing really. I'm not really divining with them as much as I'm just doing rote readings and just trying to learn how to use them, right? And trying to remember the meanings and stuff. That's where I am with it. So I've been using Beetlejuice this month because I love Beetlejuice and I have Beetlejuice playing cards. And why the hell not, right? It's Halloween month. I'm gonna hold them up so you can see them. So yeah, I find Beetlejuice to be very funny with a terrifying sense of humor because he thinks it's funny to steal people's lives and scare people half to death. I love Michael Keaton and everything he does, and I especially love all of his movies. I don't know him personally or whatever, but and I love Beetlejuice. So I think that this is a perfect deck for Freddy Krueger because if I don't have a Freddy Krueger deck specifically, Beetlejuice is akin to him, right? He's all about scaring people to death for his own sake. Freddy's a little darker, not gonna lie, but he's funny. Beatles Juice is funny. Like I like this. I think this is a good pair. The Beetle for the Freddy Krueger deck. Look at him. Oh my God. I love this movie so much. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go watch I think I'm gonna go watch this movie when I finish with this, if I can find it somewhere. Look at what's his name? Alec Baldwin. He's so young. Anyways, these are the Beetlejuice playing cards. I think I got these from, I don't know, Ross or something. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. This is the box. If I find the link, I'll put it in the description box below. Number 7 is the Chucky. Ugh, a doll-like deck that may stab you in the back. Now, I almost skipped this one because I hate Chucky. Chucky is terrifying to me. I think I watched it when I was too young, and I can't even look at Chucky without wanting to run and scream and hide. I don't do demon dolls. I don't do demon dolls, and I don't do demon children. So I don't like anything like that. But I did have a deck that I thought fit this prompt, so we're gonna go ahead and do it, but we're not gonna keep thinking about Chucky. So this is the Cute and Creepy Oracle. I don't know, I don't think this one is still in print anymore, but the deck, the tarot might still be, which is very similar in aesthetic. This deck is always reading me and all my friends and anybody else I read for filth. This thing is a sharpshooter. It does not pull punches. It's cute. It's cute, but it is like cute and straight up, straight talk. Like, let me give you the tea, let me give you the truth. Like, I'm not playing games with you. Get your shit together, kind of kind of deck. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. Okay, so this is definitely a doll like deck because all of these characters are cute. You know, they look like little, that maybe not dolls, but they're cute like dolls, right? Like they could be like little brat dolls or something like that. I feel like I've seen some dolls in the store that kind of look like this. I don't spend a lot of time in toy aisles anymore, but I think I've seen some dolls in the store that kind of look like this. But this is definitely one that will get you. It will get you. It may not stab you in the back per se, but it's sharp. It's sharp, and it wields a knife for sure. So definitely the one that matches this prompt. And again, this is the Cute and Creepy Oracle deck for the doll-like deck that may stab you in the back, or at the very least, wield a weapon. Next up is the Zombie, an airy deck that is hungry for brains. And this one was easy for me. I'm going with the Potero by Trisha Lee Shufelt. This is published by Red Feather. Yeah, Red Feather. And yeah, this is a super easy easy correlation. This deck is very much airy and heady. It's based on, Edgar Allan Poe's writings. It has his quotes at the bottom. The book has some of the quotes and some inspirations and insights on why the sometimes it tells you why the poetry or the prose was used, and sometimes it doesn't. But it definitely, I would say that the reason that I feel like this deck absolutely is hungry for brains is that when I first got this deck last year, I spent a lot of time going through the cards, using it, reading all of the quotes as I was using the deck, and then sometimes even going to read the stories. So I would find the stories online, or wherever I could find them, or even if I couldn't find the story, just a synopsis or whatever. But oftentimes you can find his stories and his poetry. So I would find them and I would read them because I wanted to know. And there was one card that I had to read almost the entire story before I kind of got why she used this image and this quote for that card. I can't remember exactly which one it was now, but it's heady. It took me down a whole rabbit hole, and it still does. Now, this is like my third Halloween with it, or my second Halloween. I think this is my second Halloween with it. I think I got it at the beginning, or at the end of the year, but it was like Christmas or something when I got it. And so I didn't use it that year. But then the next Halloween, I used it. And then this one, I think this is the second Halloween with it. So I used it quite a bit last year. And I did a lot of, pretty much a deep dive for the whole end of the year with this deck. So Now things are sticking with me a little bit more, and I get it, and I can read with it more seamlessly without having to use the book or look things up. But in the beginning, it was very heady for me, which was a fun thing. It wasn't like I was upset. I actually really loved it, and I used the deck kind of like an oracle, where I would pull just one card instead of pulling multiples, and dive into that one card, and then pull other cards around it, based on what I found. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is a good one for an airy deck that's hungry for brains, that's hungry for that thought process. So yeah, this is the Potero by Trisha Lee. She felt these are the backs. Okay, the second to last prompt is the Pennywise the Clown. Ah! That movie is terrifying. Okay, a deck that is deceivingly whimsical, but is actually very intense. I'm going with this one. This is La Commedia a Soggetto. I think that this is I don't know. I can't remember who made this. I got it on Etsy some time ago, maybe 2 years ago or something like that. Maybe it was just 1 year ago. 2022. So 1 year ago. Pentagram Publishing is where you can pick it up. And yeah, it's about Commedia dell'arte. If you guys know, I'm a theater. I was a theater major. I spent a lot of time, studying theater in my youth and creating theater in my early adult years. And so this deck for me was like a no brainer when I saw it. I don't understand why I can't get these, why I can't lay them out properly. It seemed to me like something that would be easy, and nostalgic. But these cards, even though they seem like they should just be whimsical and fun, um, especially when I saw these dolls, because I was a theater arts major with a costume design emphasis, so I'd spent a lot of time drawing using these dolls, and so I thought that this would be cool for me. Like I thought, oh, this will be great. But these cards get a little sharp. I'm not gonna lie. There, some of these images. Look at this Five of Pentacles. This thing is sad, and it brings my mind to all kinds of sad shit, like being in an abusive home or in a home where people are just um, very unhappy and no one is around to know or hear about it, and they've just accepted their lot in life. There's not even a window in this room. You know what I mean? Like it's just it takes my mind to dark places, and I don't know why. The colors are bright, the pictures are supposed to be cute, but um yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just he is not cute. I mean, it is cute. It's cute. But some it has something, it's just a little bit intense. It's a little bit intense. Yeah. That's the right way to describe it. The way Sylvia described it. It's a little intense. Look at this moon. Why does he look like that? Like what's up with his face? I don't know. I don't like it. And I'm not a one to, I mean, this is kind of clownish, right? It's clown adjacent, and I'm not one to be afraid of clowns. I don't have that fear. I don't have that problem. But I can see if this is the kind of stuff that that they get up to. Yeah, the death card is like the best one. It's like this is the one that doesn't scare me the most. And that they don't scare me. That's a strong word, but this is the one that doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. But some of these do. They totally do. Neither does the tower, which is weird, right? Because I usually the tower card is the one that makes me the most uncomfortable, but I actually kind of like this card. Um, Look at this one, the three of swords. It's like, are they pulling them out or putting them in? Look at that. She's just like fooling with his head. She's playing with his head. And he's letting her. She's puppeting him. She doesn't even have a light. What does she even know? You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. This gets in my head. And I feels like it's like deceivingly intense because you would think, oh, this is cute. It's not bothering me. Look at this one. Look at the Justice card. Who is that back there? Why? This is, I forget the name of this character, but I don't think that's a good character. I feel like this is the one with the mask. I'm not sure. I can't really tell. Sometimes that's another thing is that I get in my brain about which character is which with the Commedia dell'arte, and I can't really tell. And the guidebook doesn't help. And so my mind goes to all kinds of crazy places with this. But anyways, this is the Commedia a soggetto, La Commedia a soggetto. This is the box. I think that you can purchase this on Etsy. If not, you can definitely get it from Pentagram Publishing's website, which is I think where I probably picked it up, or I might have got it off Etsy. I can't remember, but yeah, this is my Pennywise the Clown. Very intense, but whimsical, very whimsical, but deceivingly intense. And the last one is the Mummy, a deck that is covered in many layers. Ooh, let me see what I got over here. Give me 1 second. Let me get this back in the box. Okay, how about this one? This is the True Black Tarot. Yeah, this one is definitely covered in many layers. The deck has the layer that you can see, and on the original version, this is the 5th anniversary edition. So on this one, the everything is in foil, but on the original version, things were in spot gloss. Wherever you see the silver foil, it was in spot gloss, and because of that, they were almost like there were some hidden layers to the cards that you could only see when they hit the light a certain way, which was kind of cool. It sometimes feels like they're jumping out of blackness, right? And so it makes you want to look into the depths of the black to see what's hidden in the layer behind. So you've got the layer of the actual card, then you've got the layer of the symbolism wrapped around the figure, right? And then there was also in the majors another additional layer of what was behind them. In this card, you can see it here in the silver, but in the original version, that was all spot gloss. So you could only see it when it hit the light just so, which was kind of cool. This one, I mean, I like it, but I like that I can see it without having to strain my eyes, but I kind of miss that hidden, nature of it. So I can't decide if I like this one better or the other one better. But yeah, this is definitely a deck with many, many layers. When you think about like, what is he illustrating here? Which part of the card meaning is he illustrating? And then, what's coming forth for me when I'm looking at it. And then what else is here? Especially like the constellations in the background, or whatever else he's put in the background, or what's hidden in the darkness, like on this one. So yeah, definitely I feel like this one has many, many layers on each card. And again, this is the True Black Tarot, and that's my last one. So I hope that was enjoyable. It was fun to kind of think about the decks in that way. Thank you, Sylvia, for creating such a lovely tag. It was a lot of fun to do and to think about. Thank you to you all for being here with me while I think my way through these beloved monsters and my tarot decks. If you like this video, you can please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. It helps me to be able to get the video. Well, it helps YouTube put the videos out to to others so that the channel will grow. If you want to see more from me, you can subscribe. I release videos every few days regarding tarot and oracle. And until I see you next time, stay safe and be blessed. Bye bye.